Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome. This is Eric Williamson with a new segment on local influencers. And today our guest is Terry Palma. He is a seasoned East Coast entrepreneur with a strong passion for success. He is the co-founder of Residual Millionaires, which is an online community of like-minded individuals eager to increase time freedom and build residual income through network marketing. Terry, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to be our guest.
Well, thanks for having me, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here.
Terry, let's just dive right in. Please tell us about the Residual Millionaires and how you are helping your team members.
Well, it actually started a while back with a good friend of mine named Charles Mackey. We were looking at business models to get involved with, and he came up with the term Residual Millionaires. And I said, Charles, explain that to me. What's that all about? He says, well, you know, millionaires have money in the bank, and they basically live off the interest on that money. I mean, they make their money work for them. And he said it's really tough for the average person to become a millionaire, but for someone to become like a millionaire, and he coined the phrase residual millionaire, it's like having the interest in the bank. So let's pretend that you had $1 million in the bank and you were getting 5% interest on that. That's roughly just over $4,000 a month. Whether you get up or not, you've got that money coming in. So that's what the term residual income is. Having the income of a millionaire like they have $1 million in the bank, and having it come in whether you get out of bed or not, or go to work or bed, or you're caught in traffic going to your 9-to-5 job. Basically, that's what residual millionaire is referring to.
Fantastic. So what are the advantages of becoming a residual millionaire, those people looking to improve their financial situation?
Good question. Basically, it has to do with changing the business model that they're using and exchanging dollars for time. Most people right now are getting up and going to work and working their 9-to-5 job and getting paid whatever their boss feels they're worth. And, you might have some sick pay put in there in case you get sick, and you might have some vacation time that you can take and still maybe get paid. Sometimes you get vacation time, but it's not paid, but you don't have to go to work. So the advantage of the residual millionaire income is that you're not trading time for dollars. Whether you are going to work or not, you're building an income stream that comes in and day out. And what I'd like to use as an analogy is a utility company. All the utility companies have one thing in common. Number one, they've got a product that everybody's going to use, and they're going to use it every month. And so they know that once a person gets on their product, they've got that income coming in pretty much month to month. Now, in some utilities, like telephones, people are changing back and forth, but you're talking about your gas, your water, stuff like that. That's pretty regular, and that's what I would consider residual income for those utility companies. So establishing a business model that you're working, that you're going and building, but the income you're building is residual, that it comes in month after month. That next month, if you choose to take off and go on a vacation, or something happens, you have to help out a family member, that income you've built to that point still comes in the next month. So that's the number one advantage for someone looking. The other advantage is, in our model, using network marketing, anybody in any economic status can start this business, and they can get to the point where their monthly income is equal to a millionaire's income that's in the bank. coming in on a monthly basis. Those are the two advantages I see our business model has.
Now, Terry, that was very helpful. You mentioned the actual industry. So what are some common misconceptions around the network marketing industry?
Boy, where do I start? Number one, and I use the word bad press. There's a lot of bad talk about network marketing company, also known as MLM, multi-level marketing. And it's just of misinformation mostly, and a few bad apples out there. I mean, we've had some companies in the past that are shysters that have taken people's money in all industries, even in the financial industries, in investments. And then they call them pyramid schemes. And those are pyramid. When people are taking people's money in, saying they're going to invest it, but they're using it for, themselves and building on it, on everybody's thinking they're going to get rich, and they're actually stealing the money. Those are pyramid schemes, and those are illegal. So the bad press and using it's a pyramid scheme. Well, there have been businesses that have been around for years and years and years. Amway was probably the first company that has set the track for us, gone through the courts, and proved that it was a legitimate business. They had products that people were consuming, and a percent of the monies that people were spending on the products were given back to the individual distributors who helped market that product, rather than paying the big advertising agencies to go out and advertise for the product. So they're just redirecting that money and feeding it back to the distributor. So I would say that's the biggest misconception. The other misconception is that it's get rich quick, that it's a quick scheme. You're going to be wealthy and be a millionaire in several months. And that's not the case. The case is you're building wealth over a period of time. And I like to say somewhere between 6 months to 12 months, a year to 2 years. But it's just as if you're going to work that same amount of time, are you building residual income, or are you just taking the hourly wages that you're getting and spending it and going out and no way of saving that? So that's the other misconception, that it's quick and it's easy. No, it's work, just like anything else. But when you've done the work, you have that payoff that's consistent, that's residual and passive, I like to say, that you're not giving your time for money. So that's what I would say are two of the biggest myths out there.
Okay. So when we look at, getting started and getting involved, I think folks say, "Ooh, that may be frightening," or they're kind of shocked. So could you share with the audience those common fears about becoming a residual millionaire?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, most of them don't believe they can because of your prior question. And their belief system is that it's not true, it's not real, and it can't happen for them, and that they don't have any money and can't get started. So to set the record, anybody can do this business, and especially if they get with the right team, the right organization, because it's truly, in this business, in this industry, it's a team effort. You're not out there alone. I mean, you've got to do the work, but you have people in your business, in your organization, that are there to help you. Whereas if your traditional work, you're assigned a task, and if you don't do that task according to how your boss thinks you are, then you're gone and still find somebody else to do that task.
Yeah, they fire you.
They fire you, exactly. Here's your pink slip. In this industry, you've got a team built around you that you're building, and your people that have started before you have gone and learned the ways. They're there to help you. So anybody can do this, but you've got to do the work. Obviously, like I said, it's not get quick. The work is not difficult. You just have to go out, and your team will share with you what to do. And the other thing is, don't listen to what other people say. The naysayers are in abundance. You'll run into 10 people, and maybe 9 of them will be naysayers, and one of them will say, "Hey, good for you. Go have luck." Well, that's the one you want to listen to. Okay, just forget the naysayers out there, because They haven't tried it. They poo-pooed it. They put it as a pyramid scheme. And you know what? When you're in a year have that success by building your residual income, they'll look back and say, wow, maybe I should. And maybe they'll join your team at that point. So stay away from that. And also, I would look for an organization that doesn't ask for your arm and leg and your full bank account. I mean, this business can be started, and I'm going to use for anywhere from $200 and below to start. And on a monthly basis, I would never pay more than $150, usually less than $100 on product a month. So it's affordable. So, I would look for things like that. If they're asking for too much money to get started in the program, or too much money on the monthly, what they call auto ship, I would steer away from that company. That's just my choice. Not to say they have bad product or it's a bad company, but you start to say not everybody can do it. And the program that I get involved or look for are the ones that everybody, there's no economic, social class that can't get started and be successful in the models that I pick. I hope that helps.
Fantastic. That really does help. I wanted to circle back if I could. You had mentioned that fear of like listening to those wrong voices and feeling as though they're influencing you. So what do you recommend individuals do to kind of get past those fears?
Well, when they encounter them, just say thank you very much for listening and move on. You don't want to belabor that, and definitely if you start feeling insecure and doubting, the thing you need to do is get on the phone and get with your sponsor. We all have sponsors in this business. The person who introduced us to their organization, to this opportunity, get back with them, get some confidence, have them help you, because that's what the team effort is. Like I said, we have a team. The team should have a plan, and the plan should be simple to follow. And all you have to do is follow the plan and take action. The only thing that will stop you from being successful is to think that this is a quick get-rich scheme, and that if it doesn't work in the first 6 to 8 weeks, I'm leaving. Well, no. Take action, stay with it, and be patient.
Great advice. Really great advice. So let's continue. Those perceived obstacles, do you see any that people looking to improve their financial situation and seeking help specifically from your team, are there any of those, major obstacles from your team?
Well, again, the common misconception that to get involved in this industry costs too much and takes too much time. I've actually, my team has a recording that we send people to listen to, and it actually is an actual recording of a scenario that brought me into this industry. And at the end here, I might share that number, but basically, it doesn't cost a lot of money and it doesn't take a lot of time. You have more than enough money now. Anybody right now has more than enough money. They can allocate something that's going somewhere that they just give up for a month, and they have more than enough time. We all waste way too much time doing other things that aren't necessary. So those two elements, our team helps you get away from those and stay on task and use your time wisely.
When you mention your team, what are some of the little pitfalls or the common mistakes you see people looking to improve their financial situation make on this road to become a residual millionaire?
The simple answer is that they all want to reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. They come into a program. There's a plan set. There's a way to attack. There's a daily plan. And they all want to deviate from that plan because they believe their system is better. And, we allow that. We say, okay, that's fine. If you want to do that, go ahead and do it and experience it. And in most cases, they've come back and they haven't had any success because, the ones that are being successful are the ones that have been doing this business for a while. This isn't my first rodeo in this industry. I've had the ups and downs. I've learned. And my teammates that are above me, which is called your upline in this industry, have also had that. And so we follow the leaders. The leaders have tested the waters, and they know where the shallow water is, where you can walk, and where the deep water is, where you could drown. So if you don't try and reinvent the wheel, follow what the team has set out for you, you will be successful.
Fantastic. Really, really great advice. Follow the leader. So it sounds like, on these small pitfalls, they can be avoided. Is that correct?
Absolutely. All of them can be avoided. Just, come in and plug into the system and take action, and you're going to be successful. It is really that simple. And everybody can do this. Eric, everybody. I mean, and you can do it while you're working your full-time job. So that in a year's time, let's say, you're still working your full-time job, you're creating a residual millionaire's income that comes in whether you go. And at some point, which is the greatest feeling in the world, is you walk into your boss's office politely and say, I quit. And he goes, what? Yeah, I quit. And then that's the best feeling in the world. You have to experience it for yourself. I did it a long time ago. I knew I couldn't work for anybody, and I've never looked back. And I will be 70 in March of 2019, and enjoying every minute of it.
That's awesome. So is there an example of how you've helped someone that was a team member overcome, an obstacle and succeed to become a residual millionaire?
Oh, there's so many stories, Eric. I just like my own story. I mean, I remember when I started this, having a garage full of product that I paid $5,000 for that pretty much just sat in there and rotted, even though it wasn't a product that goes sour. It was a physical product. And that was the old network marketing companies. That's what they did. You came in, you bought a lot of product, and then you tried to peddle that product. Just like, in the old days of the Fuller Brushman or the vacuum cleaners. The industry has totally changed. Nowadays, there's no stocking of product. All the companies drop ship for you. Everybody purchases their own, what they could consume in a month. They don't need anything more than that. It's a total different industry. So the success now of personal is, yes, I've helped many people come from getting nothing, working a dead-end job, to now having $500, $1,000 a month coming in, a car payment, a house payment, and more, and more.
Terry, I just see a new message that's come across my screen that a listener has actually requested. What inspired you to become involved in network marketing?
The idea of residual income. When I heard the concept of, you're only paid for what you're worth with your boss, and you're trading time for $1. And when I was introduced into this network marketing company, which was back in 1988, and again, those were the old models where you bought a lot of product. But, I was sold on the concept that, hey, go to work and start building some. At that time, they said utility money, because everybody was referring to utility companies. They get paid month after month by the same customer. And that money you have to spend whether you get up and go to work or not. So that's kind of what got me into it. And now the industry has changed so much. And back then, not anybody could have done it. You did have to have some means. You had to kind of be an influencer, because it cost so much to get involved back then. And just not everybody can do it. Well, the industry grew. They realized that if they want to grow, and the only way they can grow is get more people involved with them, that they have to change their business model. And so the good thing is they didn't change their business model as sharing the the monies that are spent on product, but they change their model on how much people have to spend to get involved. In fact, the companies that I look for, the company I'm involved with now, there's no cost to get involved. You go and look at you sign up for free, and then you look over their product line and choose what product you want to choose. So
incredible. They get to sign up for free, Terry?
Absolutely. I mean, a legitimate company is not trying to make money on distributors signing up. In fact, that's illegal to do. You can't make money by just signing people up and saying, oh, you're going to make money, come and sign up for this company and get paid on that registration fee. Everybody gets paid on product sold, period. So why does the company need to charge you to be part of their group, to help go sell for them? Makes sense, right? So my company, you can join for free. You come in, and then you choose the products you want, and then you start using the product on a monthly basis. If you don't want to sell, you really don't have to. However, all you have to do is bring in 2 people doing the same thing, buying product all the time, every month, and ask them to do the same thing, and you'll see what happens. Your monthly residual income over a period of 12 months will grow exponentially. It's unbelievable how much it can grow.
So can you tell us, like a lesson you learned really early on that still impacts you of how you do business today?
Yeah. I'm going to give you a crazy example here. And the bottom line is be patient and take action. But let's play a game. Let's say that you're, I don't know how much you make right now, Eric, what you're doing, but I know it's a good sum of money. So let's say that your monthly income is $10,000. All right, and that's above norm. Would you trade? I'm going to hire you, and I'm going to pay you a penny a day, and then I'm going to double that every day. So the next day, you're going to get 2 cents, and the following is 4 cents. It'll accumulate. I'm just going to double that for 30 days. Okay? Will you accept that offer?
Absolutely.
Starting with a bet now. I'm only going to do it for 30 days.
Absolutely, I would jump on that. Okay,
because you know the answer, right? But let's
yes, I do.
The listener doesn't know the answer. You'd have to go a penny a day starting and day 15. Halfway through this, I'm only going to give you $163.84. Do you still want to do it? Halfway through. All right. In day 20, things get interesting. All right. In day 20, I'm going to pay you $5,242.88. What? Yeah.
Ka-ching.
Uh-huh. And guess what happens on day 30? How much money that you've received by taking a penny and doubling it every day for 30 days? $5,368,708.88. That's amazing. Now,
mind-blowing.
Take that penny and say each day represents a year, or a month. So what if it took you 30 months to start with one person, and next month you have 2 in your organization, and the next month you have 4 in your organization, and the next month you don't get any, but then the next month you get 8, you start doubling. You see what happens at the end of 30 months? It's not a get rich, because remember, at 15 days, I only had $163. But look how much people I'd have at the end of 30 days. I'd have a lot of people. And each one of those people are buying product that they're consuming for the month. And the company is sharing with me a portion of that money. That's a good sum of money coming in every month. That is what I learned early. I wasn't patient. I left companies because this isn't going to work. Look at this. I've already been in the 6 months, and I'm making $100. It's not paying my bills. Well, that's the wrong attitude. And, that was just my upline at that point wasn't helping me. My team wasn't helping me. They should have showed the way. So that is the thing I share with my team. I share with everybody. Be patient, because halfway through you're still going to be doubting. But trust me, after that point, it starts boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, one day, you wake up and you see what's coming in on a monthly basis, and you go, holy moly. Wow.
That is awesome.
My dogs are barking.
So when it comes...
Go ahead.
When it comes to the aspect of those important things that folks are looking for, I think it sounds as though what is that most important question people are looking for to improve their financial situation? They should be asking themselves as they become involved in your team as a residual millionaire. What's that most important question?
The first question is they need to ask themselves, am I satisfied where I am today financially? Ask that question. If the answer is yes, then you don't need to move forward. If the answer is no, then the next question is, how can I improve my financial circumstance? Where do I go? That was the next one. Then you start searching, start looking. And I would very much look into a network marketing company. Like I used to coach swimming, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I had 3 questions that my parents were allowed to ask, all right? I was always there. They're always able to be at a swim practice. Because I started getting parents to ask, and know this, my swimmers were very successful. Very, very successful. But I still have parents that go, how come we're not doing this? How come Team A is doing this and we're doing this? How come Team B? I said, excuse me, let's start all over, folks. Number 1 question, is your swimmer happy? So that's equivalent to, are you satisfied with your current financial situation? If they answered yes, then we're good. The next question that they get to ask is my swimmer improving? So that was, okay, what can I do to improve my financial circumstance? If the answer to that was my swimmer improving, then they didn't get a third question. That was it. Their questions were done. They couldn't ask the coach any more questions. If an answer to either one of those was no, then they could ask the third one, why and what do we need to do? But you see how we're doing on this one? Ask the question, am I satisfied with my current financial circumstances? If the answer is no, move on to the next one. How can I improve it? I'm telling you, find a network marketing company that you're comfortable with. And again, let's talk about that for a minute. Products. I think you should have affinity to the product. I think you should like the product. I think you should want to buy the product and use the product on a monthly basis. But the product must be legitimate, must be legal, but it's not the all-in things. In other words, this business would work if you had a dog and the product was dog food, and it was really good dog food. And so you bought it for your dog because you wanted to treat your dog well. It would work. So, that's the kind of the test for the product. But know that the marketing system is self-contained and it really, really works. Really works well. Did I answer that question for you, Eric?
You absolutely did.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's okay. So, people also want to know, well, who should I attach myself to? So they said, hey, I think I found a product, but shouldn't they be kind of asking themselves, should I be evaluating the actual marketer that I'm joining or sponsor that I'm actually joining with?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, if someone is working the business and reaching out to you, then they're taking action. I wouldn't go looking for somebody other than the person that introduced you to. I would say to your inviter, can we talk with your upline, find out who they are. But obviously, if you get someone who's an influencer, who's out there taking action, and they're inviting you to look at their opportunity, that's a person you want to be with. I mean, they stepped out of their comfort zone, and they're asking you who to be with. So, yeah, I mean, the first thing that I do if someone calls me out of the blue, and I don't know who they are, I ask them, how did you get my name and number? Who referred you? And there's always somebody who referred them because I work for my team now. I'm really not working for myself. I'm working for my team. So I make sure that And if they don't remember, I say, I'd be happy to tell you and share with you, but I want you to go back to the person who gave you this information, and let's do a three-way, because I want them involved, because they're your team leader. I'm here to help you and your team leader, but let's go through your team leader. That's very important in a team, I believe.
I agree. So, Terry, we're going to go ahead and wrap up, because all this information has been so valuable. The comments are coming in saying, right on, really love it. Terry's a rock star is actually one comment. So awesome job. So how can someone find out, more about your team and Residual Millionaires and how you can help them?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you three ways that they can reach out. These are our team contacts. None of them are personal for me, but they're for our team. One of them is an 800 message number that they can actually listen to our team message and see if it resonates with what they feel and what they want to do. That 800 number is 1-800-706-3525. They can leave a message there, and of course, one of our team members will respond. The other way is they can get involved with us on Messenger. They can go to tpmessenger.com. That's TP, the initials T for Terry, P for Palma, messenger.com, and they'll get involved in what's one of our automated communication systems in Facebook. And then finally, they can go to our Facebook team page, which is Residual Millionaires on Facebook. Just look it up. It's a group. It's a public group. And Eric, you're involved in that, I know. So you can look for his name. And those are the ways to get a hold of us.
Fantastic. You did a great job. Really appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Well, thank you, Eric. And I appreciate you having me on the show.
Well, thanks, everyone, for listening today on our series with local influencers. I'm your host, Eric Williamson, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.